Welcome to Turf Talk, same shirt edition. Vance, looking good.
Thanks. Terrific shirt.
Yeah, we love the Kentucky Derby, so why not wear Kentucky Derby 141? The logo out for Kentucky 142. We'll see a lot of that many weeks from now, but of course, this week, everyone will be talking about American Pharoah and the Haskell.
Yeah, he's going to face a field of about 5 or 6 this Sunday. It should be a pretty easy race for him. And you've got 3 other major 3-year-old races this weekend too, which is kind of diluting the potential field for the Haskell. We have the Jim Dandy at Saratoga on Saturday, the Curlin the day before that, and the West Virginia Derby also on Saturday. So American Pharoah is expected to have an easy time of it, and I expect that as well.
No, absolutely. 6 horses. Bob Kulina of Monmouth said they would have show wagering with 6, maybe with 5. So they're definitely right there. I'm always interested in this type of situation. We saw it with Zenyatta and Rachel Alexander most recently, I think, maybe Royal Delta. But just how much money shows up in those kind of pools. I'd be shocked if he weren't 1 to 10 in the win pool. Certainly a bridge jumping situation to show, maybe even to place. Are you even going to bother looking at the race from a wagering perspective?
I don't imagine I will, just because it's going to be only 5-6 horses. It's going to might be difficult coming up with an exacta or trifecta that you can maybe play it straight, for $20, $40, something like that.
Sure.
So, I'm just going to view it as a spectator more or less. Hope he makes it to the next round, whatever that round might be.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm looking forward to being there in person, so we'll have some live video from that, and follow Twinspires on Twitter and Instagram and all those other places. Plenty of coverage from the shore, so that'll be exciting. Typically leave the handicapping to James and On Point. It's sort of talked about how to approach a 5-6 horse field. We talk about more industry issues on here, so for me, a big topic with American Pharoah is where he can fit in the pantheon. He's already a Triple Crown winner, 2-time champion, obvious Hall of Famer. But if he were to win out, are we looking at maybe the best season of any American horse?
I think that might be a bit of a stretch. Kind of depends on how many times, in my opinion, he would have to face older horses. Right now, to me, it kind of looks like he's just going to leave that for the Breeders' Cup Classic. Whereas if you look at some past champions, they went on to face older horses multiple times over the course of the 3-year-old season, and sometimes lost.
Yeah.
Absolutely. When you're comparing Triple Crown winners, I think the best comparison is typically with the last 3 that occurred. That did so in the color television era. Secretariat, Seattle, Slew, Affirmed. Seattle, Slew, and Affirmed actually didn't defeat older horses in their 3-year-old season, but they went on to have respectable 4-year-old campaigns as well. Secretariat, of course, won the Man Award and Canadian International on grass, was grass champion, also won the Marlboro Cup for older horses on dirt. So it's a tough standard to live up to, but certainly within the realm of American Pharoah to do so.
Yeah, and I definitely, without a doubt, do not think we'll see grass in American Pharoah's future. But the Breeders' Cup is the wild card, so to speak, didn't exist in the area you just talked about. So I have a hard time holding that against Affirmed, Seattle, Slew, and Secretariat, even when the Breeders' Cup didn't exist. But at the same time, the fact that there is a race that's been on the schedule now that clearly is the eminent race for older and 3-year-old horses at the end of the year. If he were to win that, it at least is a discussion point for, look what he did. And again, I know Secretariat didn't have the option to win that or the other 2, but nevertheless, it becomes part of his equation.
Absolutely, and even if you go back to the Slew and Affirmed era, the Jockey Club Gold Cup in some respects was the Breeders' Cup Classic of its day. So it's just the concept is the same. It's just the races are a bit different now.
Yeah, and the other part of it is hopefully we actually get some horses we're excited about is wagering options. We're not getting that in the Haskell. Although, I made this comment on social media, people are like, who do you even try to beat him with? Well, Keen Ice is a horse that many people tried to beat him with in the 2 races he ran against Pharoah. And Competitive Edge was a horse that Danny Zucker, Predictiform, said he would have picked in the Preakness if they opted for that spot. And who knows what would happen with the slop, etc. But, there are horses in here people have taken shots with before. And now you might get 15, 20 to 1 in a short field. I couldn't argue. It's their money, and why not?
Yeah.
It's racing.
Yeah. just for me personally, I think the 3-year-olds that kind of got closest to Pharoah are probably the ones that could most likely beat him later on this season. But 2 of those, Firing Line and Dortmund, are now out of action for the time being. That leaves Frosted.
Right.
But Frosted is running in the Jim Dandy as a Travers Prep on Saturday. So, if any 3-year-old is going to jump up at this stage of the season to upset American Pharoah, I'd probably lean towards Frosted. But again, he's not running at Monmouth on Sunday.
Yeah, and if he and Texas Red throw down in the Jim Dandy and all systems go, we're going to the Travers, I would expect definitely some groundswell that, American Pharoah should be there and is expected to be there. I'm still not sure that's going to happen or not, but I mean, that would be the race for now people would want to see. But for the Haskell, even though it is a short field, I think everyone's happy that he's just back.
Absolutely. It's going to be a huge throng at Monmouth, a record crowd expected of 60,000. We'll see how well the management does cramming all those people in with the transportation options, etc.
Right.
But it's going to be a fantastic event for everybody that's going to be there.
Yeah, and I think if they handle it well, maybe they get back in the Breeders' Cup conversation. I know they're disappointed. They sort of feel disqualified after what happened in '07, which was out of their control, and maybe a big event here can sway some minds that they deserve another shot.
Absolutely. It's tough to predict the weather in late October, most everywhere, outside of California.
Right.
It'd be nice to have the Breeders' Cup at least back on the East Coast somewhere sometime soon.
Well, we'll find out when that happens. In the meantime, it's at Keeneland this year. Maybe we'll see American Pharoah there, but looking like we'll definitely see him Sunday in the Haskell. Looking forward to that, and we'll talk about what we see next week.
Have fun at the Haskell.
Thank you very much.